All right, old man philosophizing here. I'm back out on the trail as usual because that's where I get my thoughts straight for the morning, for the day. Couple thoughts I had this morning. Yesterday I looked at the temperature. Last night I looked at the temperature, what it was supposed to be this morning. It was supposed to be nice and cold, about 30 degrees. So I was setting out my gloves, everything, because I was thinking, crap, I'm going to freeze my butt off. And I was laying in my bed this morning, nice and warm, laid there for probably almost a half hour, trying to psych myself into getting out into the cold. Finally did, got out of a warm bed, got dressed, came out, and it's not even that bad. So how many times do we build up all these expectations in our mind and all these things and all these false beliefs, and then nothing ever comes true with them? We just psych ourselves into things, psych ourselves into inaction, and it doesn't come through. Like I say, I do a bit of hiking. A lot of it in the summers is going cross country. You go for a trail for a little bit and then you just hop across country. A lot of the areas we've never been to before. We don't know what's there. We just kind of get going and hope for the best. You have your maps, you do all your research, but you know, when you pull out a topographical map, it shows all the contours of the terrain and everything. A lot of times the lines on the topographical map, it says, 60 feet spacing. A lot of stuff can happen in 60 feet. You could have a perfectly flat layer, then a 40-foot cliff, and then another perfectly flat layer, and your 40-foot cliff doesn't show up on a topographical map. So you've got to figure out another way. Just because we sat down and chose a destination at first, saying we're going to that peak or we're going to that lake or whatever, well, we don't know what's in the middle there. What's in the middle is a mystery. Is that mystery going to cause us to not take any action? Are we going to build up all these things in our mind that say, well, what if? Think about all the what if games you could play. What if that? What if that? Kind of brings to mind an old skit on Saturday Night Live by Martin Short. He plays a character, Ed Grimley. Ed Grimley's kind of this character that panics a bit. And he's home, Martin Short, Ed Grimley is home alone on a night, and his phone rings. And he plays this little game. It's a great skit. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube or not, but his phone rings and he kind of freezes and panics and says, "Who could be calling me on this stormy of stormy nights? Could be a murderer calling to strangle me amidst my dreams. But then again, could just be a wrong number, I suppose. It's hard to know without answering." And he goes and answers the phone, and it's a friend of his. But how many times do we panic because, oh no, what could happen? It could be a murderer calling me to strangle me and gets my dreams. Don't play that game. A friend of mine, in the early days of his company, they were struggling quite a bit, and they were in a lawsuit with their competitor who had stole their patent, and this competitor was real big, and they were a little couple-person operation. The phone rang one day, and true story, it was Sam Walton from Walmart. He had seen their product and wanted to bring it into Walmart. So his company went from fighting a competitor, almost going under, to growing really big. And eventually he sold the company for many millions of dollars, because they went from doing a small amount to a couple $100 million a year. We don't know what's up ahead of us, but so many times we freeze in inaction. We don't know what to go, or we're afraid of answering that phone call. What if that phone call's your Sam Walton calling you to give you the biggest deal ever? We don't know. So quit playing that game. I'm an introvert by nature. I'm more comfortable talking to a group of hundreds of people than I am talking to one individual. But guess what? I have to talk to individuals. I have to try and relate to individuals. So I have to face my fear, and I'm still terrible at it, but I'm improving. You know, everybody in life has their challenges. Everybody in life has their journey that they're going on. Make your journey great. Don't let your comfort zone, being stuck in your comfort zone and your fears stop you. It's actually a beautiful morning now. And if I would have let my comfort zone stop me sitting in bed, I wouldn't have been able to go on this trail. I'm going on a trail I probably haven't been on in 30 years, even though it's, you know, the trailhead's 7 minutes walk from my house. First part of this trail I've been on, but the last part I haven't been in, I don't know, maybe 30 years, maybe 40 years. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I did it. But don't let your comfort zone stop you. Don't let inaction stop you. Don't let your fears stop you. Don't let anything stop you. Usually you stop just before you would have succeeded. And that's a great tragedy. So keep plugging away in life, no matter what it is. If it's business, if it's physical, if it's whatever, that's advice you got to apply to everything. Don't let your fears stop you. And my arm is now getting tired from holding out this stupid cell phone camera for a while, so I think I'm going to quit talking and rambling on. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and here's to change.